Good morning, drumming community. Bart Elliott here. It is Wednesday, September 11th. And before I get started, just wanted to convey my thoughts and still thinking about the tragedy that we had on 9/11 here in the United States. So, peace and love, as Ringo would say, to all those families who lost loved ones and were affected by 9/11, as well as 1 year ago today, the whole Benghazi thing. Can't say any more about that without getting political, but we're sorry for the losses of that as well. So keep those people in your thoughts and prayers today. On the calendar, we've got Mickey Hart, who is the drummer percussionist from legendary rock group The Grateful Dead. He turns 70 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Mickey. Mickey also has a lot of different albums that are out there. Smithsonian has a lot of his projects that are available. You can go check that out, as well as go to Mickey's website. I don't want to say the web address because I'm not exactly sure what it is. It might be a .net. Check the Drummer Cafe calendar for the specifics on that. I've got his birthday on there, as well as a lot of celebrity birthdays, and so you can get more information about that. If you know of a celebrity, household name, drummer or percussionist, dead or alive, who is not on the calendar, and I know there are many because I'm slowly adding them all, go ahead and shoot me an email and let me know of the specifics and the day that they were born, and I will do the research and get them added, and then they will be there for posterity and for everyone to enjoy. You're helping out the drumming community. Pesky fly. Okay, a couple other things on the calendar. Nothing else today, but I wanted to mention that we've got a few other things coming up. Number one, there is a Summerfest big band camp. Probably too late for anyone really to get involved with. That's up in Milwaukee tomorrow. Again, check the calendar for details about that. Chris Lamb is going to be giving a clinic at the University of North Texas, and that's going to be on Friday. There's a $5 admission fee for that, and Chris Lamb, I can remember still in Modern Drummer or Modern Percussionist when they announced that he got the gig for the New York Philharmonic. So great percussionist, plays a lot of different instruments, not just orchestral stuff, and he's going to be giving a clinic. That's at 1 p.m. on Friday. Where is that at? The UNT Music Building, 1 p.m. on Friday. That's up in Denton, Texas. Also, my friend Wes Crawford is giving a drum clinic, and that's going to be on Saturday at 1 p.m. And Wes's clinic is going to be at Beams Music Studio in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. I've not heard of that city. Let's look here. Looks like it's not too far. Well, it's west of Philadelphia, the lower central south section of Pennsylvania. Again, check out the Drummer Cafe calendar. We've got lots of clinics always being added. Every day I'm finding something new and trying to stay 2 weeks out. So really every week you ought to make a plan, even like on a Sunday, is to check the Drummer Cafe calendar and look for the entire week. If you click on week, you can see on the Google map all the little pins of where there's a clinic, where there's a birthday, where there's a drumming event, and they're color-coded, so it makes it very easy to see. Also, you can enter in your zip code or city where you live and search for events that are going on within 100, 250, or 500 miles. Really cool feature. You can also import the date if you need to using the QR code that's available on each individual date. Whew. Talking fast today. All right. A couple other things I'll just mention that I got in the mail. A couple of items from Mel Bay. This is a rather thin book. It's called New Approach to Odd Times for Drumset by Steve Lyman. Comes with a CD. I've not listened to the CD yet. It's 23 pages, which includes the about the author as well as little introduction here. Now, first thing I wanted to say, just looking through it, again, I just got it, I've just peeked through it. Odd times. It alludes to the fact that this is about odd time signatures. This is not. And looking through these examples, and there are 34 examples, This is all written in 4/4 common time. However, it's odd. It's taking odd meter concepts and applying it to a 4/4 groove. So really, what it is, it's just odd groupings. Okay, you're implying, like, let's say he's got one groove here that is 5/8. It says 5/8 applied to 4/4. So really, it's just an odd phrasing or an odd grouping. You've seen this kind of thing before. I'm sorry, Steve. I don't fully get, because of the basic of this. You know, a lot of times, like here, I don't know if you can see, there's 7 over the 4, so it's a 7-group phrasing. I mean, we've seen these types of things in other books, Gary Chaffee's book. And there's some stuff here that's a little bit different because of just the phrasing, but again, this is pretty basic. It gets a little complex. 15, 16. Okay, so you're playing 16th notes in 4/4, and you're accenting. You can see that there. You're accenting every 15th note, so it just shifts and eventually works itself out. So it comes down to math. So if you're new to this kind of idea, you might like this book. For me, it's kind of rehashing an older topic with not a whole lot new. It's $15 for the book and CD for a 23-page book. Sorry, I can't recommend it. Probably won't be reviewing it. I'm just being honest. I know I'm making enemies, but I'm here to speak the truth and tell people, and if something's of value, I'm going to point it out. And if it's got flaws or if there's issues, I'm going to point it out. I've got some people that are upset with me, and I try to be positive. I did point out some of the good things about it, but I'm not going to lie and try to just sell some paper in a CD. It's got to have information content. All right, this is another book by Mel Bay called Drum and Bass Synchronicity. The ultimate rhythm section workout. Rhythm section meaning bass and drums only. It's not keyboards. All right. This is by Jason Prushko and Corey Dozer. This has 50 different tracks. It comes with a CD, and it's 76 pages long. Corey's the drummer. Jason's the drummer, and Corey is the bassist. Now, this kind of a neat book. It retails for $24.99. A little high, but that's me. What you've got here, I'll just show you. This is rhythm number 1. And you've got a drum groove with a bass part, okay? And they've even got tab, which I'm not a fan of, but there's tab written on here. If you can read tab like this, you know what? You can learn to read real music. Do it. It can have some purposes. Tab can have purposes for drummers, guitarists, bassists when it comes to on the internet if you don't have music software. But as far as printing it in a book and all that, in my opinion, it's a waste of time. Learn to read real notation. It's far better, far more detailed, far more accurate. You're not going to go on a gig and read tab. Okay? You may not read charts at all, but if you do, you better be able to read real music. So spend some time, develop your craft and your skill. Boy, I'm preaching today, aren't I? Get after it. I need to hear some amens or preach it, brother. All right. So anyway, this looks like be a pretty nice book. There's some different time signatures, compound meters. There's 6/8. I see 5/4. So we got odd time. 6/4, 13/8. There's some more odd time. Some of the notation, little wacky, like not beaming some of the notes together. There really should be, because of the way it's phrased. It wouldn't hurt to beam notes together. I think making it easier to read, maybe not, that's their call. I think this is worth looking at. If you are a drummer or a bassist and you want to get together with your buddy who happens to be a drummer or a bassist, not two drummers and two bassists, but one or the other, you could take this book and get together and do some jamming and have something to play that Sounds like a. I mean, I listened to some of the tracks on this because I was curious. It sounds nice. It's good stuff. Now the thing about this though is the CD would be, other than the notation issues, the CD to me is the biggest hang up. The CD is only audio examples of what you see on the page. It's not a play along, and I think they could have very easily stepped it up and made this where you could put the bass on the left side, drums on the right. You could pan it, sort of like what Steve Houghton did with the Essentials book that he had decades ago. That was with full rhythm section, and the drums were on one channel, bass on the right, so you could, or on the other side, and you could pan it depending on what instrument you played. This you cannot do that. So in order to truly benefit from this, you're either going to play along to the existing drum and bass track, or you've got to get, if you're a drummer, you got to get a bass player. If you're a bass player, you got to get a drummer, and you guys play to this. So for me, I'll probably end up reviewing this. I've got mounds of things to review, but I would probably give this, on first glance, I'd probably give it a 3 full cups. Think it's a neat idea, and would love to see it develop more, but the way it is now, I just see some notation things that I think are a bit flawed. I don't mind there being tab because it reaches out to more people. Okay, I get that. So I think it's great they included it. Now, if they had only had tab, you're going to hear from me. So check it out, and maybe, guys, reconsider making this a play along. It starts out with click on each of the tracks, although once the track starts, when these guys start playing, there's no more click. Maybe they weren't real tight with the click. Maybe that's why they didn't make it as a play along. I don't want to be presumptuous. I don't know, but I just know it's not a play along. It's just a CD demo, which is valid. $24.95 Mel Bay, a little high for me, but maybe it's because of all the paper and the price has gone up. But I've seen a lot of other items out there that same price that seem to have more meat on the bone, if you will. All right, we need to close out for today. Thank you for sticking around. Remember that you can watch my morning vlog every weekday morning. I usually post this before 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Would love to do it earlier, but I'm a musician. But you can watch that on the YouTube channel for The Press Roll, so youtube.com Press Roll. I'm also posting this on Facebook and a link to it on Twitter. Actually, you can go to Twitter, you click Media, and you can watch it right there if you follow us or like us on Facebook, Twitter. It's also on the front page of the Drummer Cafe website that you can see there. Up at the top, excuse me, on the right side, it says, "What's cooking today?" So, my tea is giving me gases. All right, you guys have a great day today. Thank you for tuning in. DrummerCafe.com.